How many people have heard of cybersecurity? Good, keep your hands up. We're gonna play a little game. I want you to put a finger down if you've ever clicked on a link not knowing where it's gonna take you. Bonus points if you've done it in public. Put a finger down if you've connected to free Wi-Fi and access to maybe some sensitive information, talking photos, you know? And lastly, I might not even look for this one. Put a finger down if you've used the same password for multiple accounts. All right, thank you. You can put your hands down. If you put a finger down, you represent what Stanford University's professor, Jeffrey Hancock, and cybersecurity company Tessian call the human error that's responsible for 88% of all cyber breaches. But here's what's really concerning. While we were playing that game, there are kids that are online that are more connected than we've ever been, more vulnerable than they've ever been, and less prepared than they should ever be. And I learned this in the most personal way possible. About 8:30 on a school night, mind you, my daughter comes into my room, Dad, there's something going on with my Instagram account. People are saying that I'm sending some random DMs to people. Okay. I take a look at some screenshots. It does appear that there's some messages going out from her account with a link asking for money. Immediately I switch into detective mode, right? So I'm trying to find out when's the last time that she logged in or somebody else logged into her account. And there it is. At 3 a.m., someone has logged into her account from a different country. And immediately my mind starts to go into the worst places. Please, no photos. Or maybe impersonation, identity theft, blackmail. All right, calm down, bring it down. I have a very specific set of skills. So I'm gonna start asking a couple questions. Did you get an email with a link or anything like that? You click on something? I did get an email. Did you click on the link? Maybe. Let's strike one. All right, so that link, when you clicked on it, what happened? Did you type in a password or anything? Maybe. That's strike two. All right, so if you clicked on that link, did you type in a password, and what password did you type in? I have the same password for everything. That's strike three. So immediately, I just said, look, we had a very detailed discussion about using different passwords, about not clicking on links. You just got a laptop from school. Didn't they teach you about this? Some sort of cyber safety at school? And my daughter, with her infinite vocabulary that we tried to work on, said, bruh, why would they do that? Okay, right after that, we shut down that account, changed the passwords on all our other accounts, and then decided to implement multi-factor authentication so that she would be notified if someone tried to log in. And I said, look, after all of this, you just gonna have to get in trouble the old school way and start passing notes in school, period. Cybersecurity needs to be a mandatory subject in schools. As a cybersecurity practitioner that's worked at the White House under 2 presidents, that has put together teams of consultants and engineers, yet I can't get my daughter to use different passwords. We teach history, science, math, but hand out a laptop at school with no cyber safety training. That's like taking the keys to the car, handing it to a teenager and saying, you don't need driver's education. I think you know what to do with a red light. I'm sure you know what to do with a green light. Don't hit anything on your way to get some hot Cheetos. Now, my daughter is not alone. There are kindergartners that know how to swipe before they can tie their shoes. They know how to unlock a phone, log into YouTube, FaceTime family and friends before they can read. Now earlier, we played a game, right? We had a hand up, we put a finger down if we connected to free Wi-Fi. What's the danger in that? Well, if you have ever attempted to connect to free Wi-Fi in an airport, at a hotel, at a coffee shop, how do you know that network connection wasn't designed by an attacker to capture your data? Those are the types of threats that not only we are facing, but our children are facing as well. But here's where I have hope, though. We know how to fix this problem. Cybersecurity awareness training. Yes, the one you might get at your job that you skip through really quickly. KnowBe4, a cybersecurity company, has said that with cybersecurity awareness training, falling victim to a phishing attempt goes down by 40% in just 3 months, and by 86% in 12 months. Those stats are staggering. Now, I just visited a class not too long ago, watching 10-year-olds play Spot the Scam. One student said, hey, you could tell this is fake because they spelled Microsoft wrong. That 10-year-old could identify threats that would fool most adults. If we want a safer digital future, we have to build it through them and not after a breach or not after identity theft. But unfortunately, there are still students logging in with a password of 123, and some adults. I'm not looking at anybody specifically. Now, imagine a different world where we have students that are able to identify threats. We have students that are our first line of defense, that not only consume technology, but they understand it, they question it, they master it, and see cybersecurity as a critical skill. So here's my ask for you today. When you leave here, ask the children in your life what they do to stay safe on the internet. Explain to me how you stay safe on the internet. And not only listen to their answers, try to identify things that they don't know. Next week, contact your school board. Ask them not if they'll implement cybersecurity education, ask them when they'll implement cybersecurity education. And if you're an educator, a policymaker, or a parent with influence, remember my daughter's words. Bruh, why would they do that? There are already strangers in our inboxes. There are already strangers in their DMs. They're being taught about the internet by attackers. Instead, why can't we be the ones to teach them? Thank you.